Welcome to the new video where we will try to explain and show you the work of the wool, which in my opinion is the best for the first step after sanding or if the vehicle has major damage, and what to expect with its work. Here I will show you what things I work with in order to get the best possible finish and what makes it a lot easier for me while doing this work, which is not that easy, but if you like it and know how it will look in the end, then it is not a problem. Here you can see the coarse, medium, and fine polish, as well as the degreaser, which is the most important in this job, and I showed you that in my previous videos, which you can find on the channel. The polisher is a rotary DeWalt brand that I always use for the first step of polishing, especially if it involves sanding or some damage to the coating that I remove only by polishing without sanding. Most of you don't use wool because they're afraid of causing more damage that can happen if you're not careful, but we're here to show you how we do it. We will pause here for you to see that I use a thicker support on the machine, which must be smaller than the wool that is placed on it so that you do not accidentally touch the edge of the car with it during polishing. The wool itself will not cause damage, but if the disc passes over the wool, it can cause to serious damage. As with any compound, it is necessary to shake it before it is used, because when the compound is left in it, the molecules break apart, and when shaken, we put them back together, to explain in a layman's way. It is also important not to exaggerate with it. Never put too much compound because with that it is difficult to achieve the same results. You will only grind and spray around and you will not get the job done. I always start with the minimum power on the machine until I spread the compound on the part that I am going to polish, and I always make sure that I work with smaller sections, for example 40x40 or 20x20, because that's the only way to do it safely without making a mistake. I smear without any pressure and without rushing to screw something up, and only when I smear a part do I increase it to the next speed, which is 2 clicks higher than the first, and at that speed I heat the compound so that at the next speed it has that famous cut that removes all the damage we are working on. On this machine, in this case, it is 1000, and with very little pressure, I start to thicken the paste, making sure that the sheet metal of the car does not overheat, because overheating itself causes the paste to dry out and there is a greater possibility of burning the coating on the car. As you can see, I am warming up the entire surface of the wool, because we have not yet reached the cutting stage, where the machine needle changes, the speed of the machine, which you will see soon. It's time to cut and change the angle, speed, and working with the machine, where we'll also pause to show you which angle it is. The most important moment of the cut is the angle of the cut, which is an angle of 35 to 45 degrees. Then the wool does its best job removing the damage and leaves us with a perfect finish. It is done with very gentle pressure and slowly because you are looking to remove as much damage as possible in just one pass, which is of course possible if you have chosen the right compound for the job. When you see that you have removed the damage, then return the machine and the wool so that its entire surface is on the part of the vehicle, because in this way you remove the traces that the wool made during cutting, which should not be large, and which can be easily removed. Likewise, when you think you are done with the cut, you reduce the machine again to the initial level with which you started working in order to have the best finish and preparation for the next step, which we do with the dual action machine. Now you will see what we got with just one application of the compound and what you can have if you have carefully followed each previous step, which is a very simple smear. Heat, cut, and return to smear again. Always use two microfiber cloths. One will wipe off the rest of the paste and the other with the help of a degreaser. It is very important to remove the paste that was not wiped off and have a true picture of your work. Use the lamp as an inspection. You will have holograms, but nothing terrible. It is easily removed. You will see the whole process after the rough paste and cut phase, in which order we went, and how the car looks finished and protected with a ceramic coating at the end. I hope that I helped you with the wool and that your next vehicle that you have to sand will go very quickly and easily. A lot of people make a mistake when, after sanding, they try to remove it by polishing with sponges and not using a degreaser, and later say, I have to repeat it. The customer is not satisfied. Everything appeared after a short time. I don't have a shine. They can't solve the sanding marks and the like. On the channel, I try to help everyone and choose the right way, which is to show you my way of working with vehicles and clients' wishes. Watch the video until the end, leave a comment, share, and of course subscribe to the channel. Greetings to all of you and see you soon.